Girls, welcome back.
All right, guys, welcome back. We are in the midsummer madness, but the fall season of the NACT has already begun. And today, our one and only Dave will join us to share with you guys about some insights and updates on the upcoming tournament.
Yes.
And Dave, who has been preparing for this for so long and working so hard behind the screen. Dave, with that new haircut, how are you doing today?
I don't have a new haircut, but I did blow my hair before the stream, so I prepared, and then it was pretty exciting. Thank you for the introduction, Liz. And then obviously it's pretty early for you. I think you managed. How was your? Did you have some coffee?
Well, I did buy some coffee, but I haven't had the chance to have it yet. It is 8 o'clock right here in Asia, and I'm sure that's the same for a lot of you guys who are watching from the screen. So
Awesome.
we're gonna quickly get into it and go through some important details that you might need to know or have concerns about for the upcoming tournament. I'm super excited.
Me too. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to cover a lot of things, but basically everything you know about NACT fall season that's coming. The sign up is already live, so our host Liz is going to take us through a journey that explains everything. So share the stream, like, subscribe, and turn the bell on to all notification bells so you don't miss the live stream when we actually go live. Because the qualifier will not be streaming on the main channel, but every other episode of the regular season playoff grand finals will be streamed right here. And a lot of other official channels, including MLBB official channels as well. So what you waiting for? Share the stream. With that being said, Liz, take us to NACT Fall.
All right, Dave. So the NACT Fall is coming at your way. We are going to go through today a few things on the agenda. So first, we will go through a little bit of a background on the tournament, and then we will take you guys through the tournament schedule, the prize pool, the structure updates of this tournament, and some important rules that you must remember for this tournament. And then we'll introduce a new member to our talent team, and that wraps up a little bit about today's schedule. So first things first, for all of you guys who are new to the channel or community or haven't been following up in the tournament, this is actually our fifth NACT tournament. We first started the NACT tournament back in 2021 in the summer. That was the first tournament that I've actually casted. Back in the days, it's called the North America Community Tournament. And in 2022 spring is when the NACT, the North America Community Tournament, was rebranded into the North America Challenger Tournament. And it's also when the MLBB NA YouTube channel was introduced. And it was the golden era of the Area 77, where they were undefeated champions. But quickly in the summer, we've introduced our first long format tournament over 13 broadcast days, with Team First Club securing the victory. And in NACT Fall, the rest should be history, but that was when we had our first winner engraved onto the NACT trophy, the Valley boys who represented the North America community into the M4. It was the first time that the NACT Legacy Trophy was introduced, and the first offline tournament that we had that was hosted in Pokemon Go Studio in Las Vegas. So we've accomplished some very important milestones coming up to this moment. And in NACT Spring, a lot of guys are joined here with me and with our amazing talent team. We had our first league format tournament featuring 2 months long of double round robin regular season, 2 months where I had to wake up at 2 a.m. But it was very, very exciting. And we had our biggest qualifier stage yet. We had 96 participating teams and over 200 signups. So once again, this qualifiers will also allow 96 participants. So make sure you sign up right now. And that was the first time that the NACT went huge at the HyperX Arena, where the General Solomon, the executive director of the USEF, joined the NACT and handed over the victory to our champions, BTK. Now, this brings us to the present moment. NACT Fall. History is just in the making. We've had so much accomplishments, so much milestones that we've went over the past 2 years, and the story has just begun. So as we step forth into the upcoming tournament, Dave will introduce us the slogan of this NACT fall.
My fight, my moment. We totally did not practice that, by the way. We did not practice that, just for the record, okay? That was not practiced. Well, it does bring us to the slogan of the 2023 NACT fall season. Why is it called My Fight, My Moment? The entire 2023 NACT season year, should I say, is more about North America as a region trying to prove itself, try to overcome all the challenges, the hurdles, and come together as a region. And then, as a lot of you guys know, NA has gone through quite a bit of up and downs, right? Through M4, you had the Valley who went there and got number 5, the number 3 strongest region, put NA as number 3 strongest region on the global stage, defeating a lot of other regions who actually have professional league. But coming back, you know, the Valley actually dissembled, and then we have few teams. So that's why in the spring season, it's grind, bond, and reach beyond, right? You play the game really hard, and you bond as their new team, and then reach beyond. Also, we had MSC and IESF. There are a lot of different tournaments that a spring season led to. But fall season, right, we have some new drama developing in the summer. And then it's the time that there are a lot of unnecessary hate, right, unnecessary drama that happened. So this is the season now for teams, for players to really prove themselves, right? This is the time for them to fight till the very end. I wouldn't say the bitter end, but the very, very last moment. And to actually, you know, call themselves the true king of North America. If spring season is just a lot of momentum, a lot of emotion, then fall season is the time where you actually show that you are the best. And that's why it's called My Fight, My Moment. So if you inspired by the slogan, make sure to go ahead and sign up. The sign up links should be in description, and our moderator should be helping. So with that being said, that does bring us to the next portion, which is the upgrades of NACT Fall compared to NACT Spring. And I'm going to quickly invite back our lovely, lovely Liz for this segment.
All right, Dave, thank you. That was very well introduced. I can't wait to see this season whose fight, whose moment it is. But before we go into that, let's look at some important upgrades over the span of the season. So first, we're looking at more cash prizes. So the total value of the prize pool will also increase, but we're looking at directly more cashes to all the players. Last season, it was 23,000 US dollars. This season is upgraded to 25,500 US dollars. The event, the offline event this season, will feature 4 teams. So both the playoff and grand final will be held offline in LA. So it will be a 3-day event with 1 day of media day to meet your favorite players and teams, and 2 days of intense matchups. Now, once again, the NACT Fall is the only official path to the M5 World Championship, the biggest international tournament of the year. But this season, we have all new structures, unique, exciting, and refreshing structures. And I'm actually blocking that, but stricter rules will be enforced to provide you guys a more robust and official league operation. So I'm very excited. We're looking at some very exciting things, and let's go through each of these individually in details. First things first, the tournament will take place from the 24th until the beginning of October. So registration has already begun, and it will close up on the 24th of July. So make sure you sign up right away. Qualifiers will start at the end of the month, so on July on the 29th. And the only thing that you need to really pay attention to on this screen right here, because we're going to go through this later on, is that the regular season will be divided into 3 stages. They are going to take place as many individual tournaments, and we're going to go through the tournament schedule very quickly. But between regular season 2 and regular season 3, so the second stage and the third stage, we are looking at our first roster adjustment. It's a 2-week window where BTK will be flying to Romania to participate in the IESF to represent North America. And during that time, we're looking at our first open window for teams to make any roster adjustments that they seem fit. And for these roster adjustments, they're able to adjust 2 members of the team. But we're going into more details in that. The second roster adjustment period will be between regular season stage 3 and the playoffs. So after that, there will be no changes to the team. So keep in mind, 3 regular season stages and 2 windows of roster adjustments. Now, let's go into more details on the prize pool, I believe. So prize pool, a lot of numbers on the screen. I'm not the best at math, but the one thing that you should pay attention to this season is that not only do all the 96 teams that make it to the qualifiers get a diamond prize, so the 96th place, I believe, as well gets $16,000 worth of diamonds. So make sure you sign up right away. But this season is the first season that we're gonna give cash prizes to all the 8 teams who make it to the regular season. So 7th and 8th place will be going home with $500 per team. And the first place will be going home with $10,000. So that's a lot of money, a lot of cash prizes this year for our players to motivate our players and bring the best spirit out. And what's more important is that this season we've introduced a bonus system where our players will be rewarded with $100 bonus cash for every series win. So during the regular season, there's going to be 36 mini series where matchups against another team, and every series the teams win, they will get a $100 per series worth of rewards, and that's total of $36,000 USD bonus cash available for the bonus. So that leads us to a total prize value for this season of $40,800. That's quite some money. Now,
That's correct. Let's go through the structures.
that is. And how do we get that money? The tournament structure, as we mentioned, will be divided into 3 stages for the regular season, and then the playoffs and the grand final both hosted offline. But the screen that you see right here might look a little bit intimidating with all these graphs. But all you need to know is that the regular season 1 and regular season 2 and 3 will be evaluated based on the point system that I'm actually blocking on the screen. And they will take the form of the elimination style that is very standard to a lot of tournaments that we watch. And now we're going to break this down a little bit and see what we're looking at for each of these stages. First, we have the regular season 1, which will start in just about 2 weeks. It will begin on August the 5th, and it will only be 1 weekend. So it's single elimination style. Once you're out, you're done. Your placement will be determined, and you will receive the amount of points as you see on the screen, depending on your placement in this series. It will be a single elimination style, very straightforward. A lot on the stakes, so the matches will be just the most exciting. There's no more double round robin format this season. All we're gonna see is some intense matchups to see which team comes on top. Now, regular season 2 and 3 will be the exact same structure, but it will take place during different times and with a 2-week break in between. The first stage, so regular season stage 2, will be double elimination style format. It will be evaluated based on the point system on the left, and like any double elimination style, you will have one more chance to go and compete in the losers bracket if you had a loss, and then your placement will be determined based on the matches. And regular season 3 will be exactly the same as regular season stage 2 in the structure, in the timeline, and in the point system. The only thing that might be different that we might see in the actual tournament is that between regular season 2 and 3, there's the first window of adjustment for any roster changes. So we might see some team differences in the stage 3, but everything else will be exactly the same as regular season stage 2. Now,
I actually do want to bring something up here. Just like Liz correctly pointed out, there is going to be roster changes between stage 2 and stage 3. So definitely stay tuned for that, because that's the first time we're allowing roster change in the middle of the regular season, right? We have never done this before, and it's going to be very, very different than any other tournament that we had. And this also brings a lot of, refreshment. And also it's trying to address some of the specific challenges that NA as a region is facing a lot of times. So with that being said, let's go into, just like Liz pointed out, this entire season we'll be using a point system. So based on the placement of each stage, for all the teams that's participating in regular season, 8 teams, the accumulated number is your final points after all the 3-stage finish. And based on whoever has the highest points, the top 4 teams will then make it to the playoff stage. So Liz, why don't you go ahead and talk to us about what a playoff look like?
I think you've just said it. The playoff will also be in double elimination style. It will be hosted offline in Los Angeles. We haven't released the venue yet, but it's going to be very, very exciting. We have 1 day of media day, so 2 days of full intense tournament in double elimination style, where teams will play against one each other throughout the playoff and grand final, and you'll get to see not 2 but 4 teams offline. So that's the part that I'm most excited about.
And also there's tiebreakers, Liz.
Yeah, so in a more unlikely occurrence that two teams have the exact same amount of points, we are going to go through this mechanism based on these 3 rules to determine their actual placement. So first, if they have matches against each other, we will first look at their win-loss relations, who won the more games, and see which team will come on top. However, if both teams have the same exact amount of wins, which might potentially happen, we were going to look at their total amount of in-game kills. In the very unlikely occurrence that both of these conditions still leads up to a tie, we are going to assess the teams based on the shortest game time, which team had secured their victory in the shortest games. Now, some important rules. This is the part that we need to really pay attention to give us a little bit refresher, and as well as give more structure to the tournament. The NACT is always growing, and this season we will have some updated and stricter rules on player eligibility, team eligibility, roster adjustment rules, and some stricter penalties that will be applied if anyone who does not meet these rules or for any non-compliance. So make sure you take a look at all of these eligibilities and all these rules online. They will be posted, I believe, made publicly available, and the final version of the rulebook will be printed and shared with each regular season team to ensure the most utmost integrity, fairness of our competition. First things first, the players have to be a minimum age of 14 years old. Anyone who's under 18 must receive parental consent, and that consent will be written in paper, and our team will validate the parental consent to confirm that it is indeed valid and it's indeed coming from the parents.
Facts.
Now, anyone who participates in the tournament have to be living in the US or Canada. And for anyone who lives in Canada, you must have valid travel documents to go to LA for the grand final. And everybody has to have both valid documentations for the grand final, as well as flying to the Philippines for M5. This season, players must submit a photo, so you get to see your top teams and a lot of mystery faces. I know that I'm very excited about that. And all the teams are only allowed to use mobile phones, no iPads this season. And for the teams, we are looking at a minimum of 6 members, up to 10 members maximum. So teams must have 1 substitute player and 5 main players. That's the requirement of the team in order for you to participate in the tournament. But you can also have 1 additional substitute and 3 additional team members. That includes the coach, the analyst, the additional staff. So all of these you will have 2 official periods for change, like we've mentioned. It's between regular season stage 2-3, and before the grand final. Every time that every roster change allows the teams to change 2 members of their team, and the round 2 adjustments, so the one right before the grand final, will be the final roster change for the NACT. The roster that you walk into the grand final will be the roster that you are going to go into M5 with.
Yeah, and then I want to add a point here. Guys, if you're looking at all the rules that Liz is explaining, make sure to check out the official rulebook that is already made available to everyone who is registering for the tournament. And then all you have to do is go to star.gg/NACT 2023, and you can sign up for the tournament right now. And then every single information, every single piece that we picked out, the important rules that's being picked out today are not all the rules, right? There's the entire rule book that you have to read and go through to make sure that your team is eligible. You're eligible for the tournament because NACT is getting more and more. The rules are being enforced more and more strict. So you really want to make sure that you and your team are truly eligible to go into the regular season and potentially win those prizes and go to LA. So yeah, those are just a few things that's being picked out, and Liz are explaining them perfectly. So just make sure that you go to the website and check everything out. Because this does not represent the whole rule book. Again, sign up today. And with that being said, I think Liz got some exciting talent information to share with us.
Yeah, absolutely. But everybody, please check out the rule book. I've actually read it. There's more rules that's outlined, some very interesting ones, and also provides you all the forms and links to all the forms that you need to submit. Now, for the talent team, my favorite part, we are introducing one new member to joining our talent lineup. We have Yue on the roster. So Yue, for anyone who doesn't know, Yue used to be a member of Gosu at one point. He is a pro player, and he's the only pro player on our talent lineup at the moment. Yue will joining our team will bring in some new perspective and new insight coming from a pro player's point of view. So that will provide a lot of value to our analysis and bring you true and better understanding of what's going on during a match and why players are making the decisions that they are. Yue is also a YouTuber. He has his own YouTube channel who's also streaming a lot of the tournament content for the previous season. We've also interviewed him. So for anyone who wants to get some more details onto our new caster Yue, please check out our past videos as well as his own channel. Now, with Yue joining the team, I'm sure we will have a little bit less diverging in our viewership for any restreamers. But for everyone's information, you are allowed to rebroadcast the tournament. I'm sure a lot of the streamers that we know have already done it, chicken. But make sure for anyone who wants to rebroadcast the tournament, you must be on the whitelist. So please contact the NACT moderators on Discord for more information on being on the whitelist. So these two are the requirements, first things first, for you to restream. Streamers who rebroadcast the NACT must follow the instruction as directed by the NACT committee. And everybody who is sharing the tournament or rebroadcasting it, make sure you use the right hashtags that you see on the screen to bring yourself more viewership and bring the tournament more views. And I think that concludes our little info session on the NACT Fall. I am super excited to be joining with you guys in 2 weeks. As Dave mentioned, the qualifiers won't be streamed, but the signups are coming to an end. So if you listen to the tournament, you know that there's so many amazing prizes. As long as you enter the qualifier stage, you will be looking at some exciting diamond prizes, and anyone who makes it to top 8 will be going home with some cash rewards. So make sure you sign up right away.
Yeah, and guys, sign up. Liz already said it. I cannot repeat it more than enough times. Just sign up. All right, go to the website and sign up. We're gonna do a little Q&A. If you have some questions, this is the time to ask them. I think we're gonna stay here for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then we're gonna, maximum about 5 minutes, and we're gonna end the live stream. Beautiful 30-minute session to talk about a very comprehensive picture of the entire tournament. Again, the full rulebook is now made available on star.gg/NACT 2023. So make sure you head on to the website, share the tournament with your friends, and have them sign up today. Very, very important that because registration is ending soon. And remember, the selection process is similar to before, where the top 96 teams won't make it to the qualifier based on their current season rank. So grind really hard. Even though we change our slogan, doesn't mean you should not grind in fall season, especially the season just restarted.
So what rank are you, Dave, right now?
I'm high enough
to qualify for the tournament?
Yes. Yes, I'm high enough to qualify for the tournament, but I'm a very nice guy, so I don't want to pull out the Hanzo. I want to make sure that all the other kids have a chance. If I pull out the Hanzo, it's over. And I don't want to do that to my lovely, beloved region.
So what Dave is saying is not high enough.
It's high enough. All right. All right. Any other questions? Also, I see people. I saw a person asking a question just now, saying like grand finals offline. Sounds pretty shady. It's still going to be streamed online. When we say offline, it means it's going to be happening in a venue. It's only better and greater. Okay. It doesn't mean it's shady. I don't think you understand the word offline for a tournament, or should I say LAN event tournament, right? How's the Sea Chicken in the chat? Are you here to ask some questions? I don't think so. All right. So there are 255 teams. I see a question in the chat. There are a total of 255 teams signed up for NACT season year, right? Not just NACT fall.
Oh.
Yeah, NACT fall right now, our current sign up is at 35-ish on the website. And then we're halfway there. And I see that I've already talked to a lot of teams who are not signed up yet. And the reason that they're not signed up yet is they want to grind a little bit further, right? Because they're not confident that their rank is going to secure them the spot. But I don't really recommend you wait until last second. You can always update information. Go sign up now so you can get an idea of how the bracket is going to look like, how the competition is going to look like, because all the rosters are made available to the teams.
Oh man, the ranking tier system. I mean, I've never really worried about the ranks until now. Like I haven't played the game for a very long time, so definitely not high enough.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't start realizing how far it drops after not playing for over 2 years.
What's your main character again, Liz?
Still hand there. Main character? I'm a mage player.
Okay, main role. There's some new mages you might like. Play Korean server. All right. So there are
really?
some. Yeah. So there's a question regarding who are directly enrolled into the regular season. So that's a really great question. It's a question by Jabali Saif. Now, NACT fall season is inheriting quite a bit of good stuff from NACT spring. One thing that we're inheriting is the top two teams, the champion and the runner-ups, are directly enrolled into the regular season. So they do not have to go through the qualifier. The qualifier, we're still going to have 96 teams, but only 6 teams will make it out because the other 2 spots are already taken by BTK and the Ohio brothers. So they're already enrolled in the tournament. As you go to the page, you'll probably see it. That's why I recommend everybody go sign up. So at least this way you get to see your team on the bracket and all that.
And yeah, we should have. It's very important to clarify, and it also brings some. Although there's only 6 teams that are able to make it through the qualifiers, it does give the team more incentive to win, to secure top 2 for this season in order to secure the place for next season. Yeah.
And then next question by Tio Kobe. Qualifier will not be streamed like the previous season tournament. A qualifier will not be streamed on the official channel, but it will be streamed through all of our student lenses of all of our beautiful content creators, local talents in the North America community. So we'll post announcements, and then just another reason for you to join our NACT Discord channel, the MLBB North America official Discord, links in the description. Go ahead and do that. This way you can join a community and then not be left out for all the important updates regarding, for example, where the certain matches are streamed, because it's going to be covered. Yeah. All right. The other question are some of the questions I'm not going to ask because Liz and I already kind of practiced the questions last night. And
what do you mean practice the questions last night?
Yeah, some of the questions I predicted are going to happen. So
Okay. Yeah, only questions that are associated to this info session, to the game. Any question, concern, any personal questions, we're not gonna address.
yes. All right. So I think that's going to wrap it up for us today. It's been past 5 minutes. If you have more questions, join our official Discord channel and you can ask all of our lovely moderators. Liz, we'll see you in the NACT regular season and for hosting the incredible event. It's going to be very, very awesome. So make sure to go follow Liz on her Instagram as well. And then obviously you can find all of our talent social links in the chat, hopefully, or in description. We'll post them. So make sure to follow Liz and then follow NACT, join our Discord. And most importantly, tell your friends, tell your teams that you've been following to go sign up, because it's the time to sign up now, because competition is getting only more and more fierce. So thank you so much for tuning in today to the info session brought to you by Liz. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Liz, anything else you want to say before we end our incredible session tonight?
All I want to say is hit the like button, subscribe, and make sure you follow, join in to our communication channels, and make sure everything we talked about today will be made available online. All the information that you need on the tournament, on any of the events that we host, any offline events will be shared on the YouTube channel, but most importantly on our Discord. So we had so many offline events last season, not only the final, we also had a lot of offline meetups throughout the US. So this year we're gonna just look at even more, and maybe even in Canada. So we'll see what goes on. But make sure you join us on all our social media as well as on the official channel to get a tune in to all the exciting events that are happening. And without further ado, I will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah, see you guys in 2 weeks. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Bye for now. Signing off.